Hime, 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 Hime. That is music to my ears. This episode was a very good episode. Now, I know a lot of people are going to probably have some problems with this episode, focusing around Tadokuro, how he was exhausted at the beginning of this episode, and how he was tired and couldn't race, and all of a sudden now he can be able to race, and he's getting in front of people, and he's following Onoda like it's nothing. Let me explain exactly what's going on, if no one really understood that situation. Actually, this is a really realistic scene. It really is, honestly. What is happening is, when you had Onoda come back, he gave Tadokuro emotional support right there, because he had someone back him. That's one thing. And then, when Onoda told him to start singing Princess, and we had the entire rhythm thing that Onoda was trying to explain to Tadokuro, it's because two different things that can cause. It can cause it to where he can breathe easier, rhythm, because he's being able to have oxygen a lot easier when he sings, and at the same time, it's able to get his mind off of the pain in his body, pretty much. He's able to race, get his mind off of, the pain, mind over matter, pretty much, and being able to race as fast as he wants to. So pretty much right now, Tadakuro's body is still, I guess, exhausted and fatigued, and it pretty much is probably going to eventually wear down on him, but at this moment, pretty much he's just lost all that pain because he's just focusing on the song, he's focusing on his teammate in front of him, and pretty much he's just not focused on anything else. So right there, it just goes to show you actually how realistic this episode really is. I mean, in a standpoint, yes, it could be considered realistic, and at the same time, I guess you could call it just, how somehow Tadokuro was able to magically be good again, but still, the point I'm getting at is, it is realistic. So, besides that entire part that people probably have a problem with, this episode was fucking amazing. Okay, so, the Hime, would just see Tadokuro just start to sing it, was hilarious. It was a very good scene. That just his face expression when he just started fucking blushing. You see him, looks like he was about to die of embarrassment, was just something I really enjoyed in this episode. One thing I do have to mention though, those voice actors to Onoda and Tadokuro are really, really good. I mean, Onoda's voice actor is a really good singer. I mean, he was singing that anime song, the Hime song, really freaking good. I mean, did anyone else really see how good his voice was with that song? Even Tadokuro was a good singer to that entire song. I didn't expect that. I wonder exactly how the voice actors felt when they had to sing such an embarrassing song. So, I just wonder. I'm curious about that one. Animation was good. I love it. It wasn't as good as usual in the other episodes where they had those up-close shots with that dramatic fucking backgrounds, but it was still a good episode, and I love the use of CGI in this episode. Now, one thing, as always, usually when I mention in each passing episode, is Mito Tsuji. What the fuck was with that neck crack? He, moves his neck like this, and you hear his neck, it just breaks. Oh my god! Why the hell? Okay, we have a fucking tongue coming out of his mouth now. There's just a weird licking thing he does. We have his eyes, the creepy music, and now we hear his, neck just snapping when he turns his head. I'm like, God, you're just Mito Tsuji! You can make a fucking horror movie by yourself! Just fucking creepy! And he's gross! His famous line, he constantly says that gross. He's gross. But he's a badass character. I can't deny Mito Tsuji's badassness because, just wow. Just wow. So, music, I love the music. Like I said, the main music I loved in this episode was the Hime song, of course. I just love that fucking theme song. That was just, oh my god. So, this episode was really enjoyable. The main focus of this episode is pretty much just getting Onoda to giving him morale to be able to go up the mountain. And then finally, at the end of this episode, you see them going down the slope. And so now they're going to be getting into the flats where Tadokuro can really shine because he's not going straight uphill. Now, I predict most likely that Tadokuro and Onoda is going to catch up to Sohoku, the front team, at the end of next episode, right in the middle of the next episode, because they're going down a slope, and so usually when you go down a slope you pick up speed, so most likely Onoda and Tadokuro are not really going to have to try with all their strength, they can just glide down the hill. So right there I think they're going to be catching up in that entire sense. So tell me your thoughts on this episode of Yowamushi Pedal. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments about it? What did you feel about the song? What did you feel about the emotional support? Let me know in the comments below. Love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.